but not only believes them and follows them, they adhere to those words. They do what the rabbi said. They are disciples of Jesus Christ. And in Jesus' day, in the first century, to be a disciple not only meant that I listen to the words, I adhere to them, I believe that, I try to follow that. In essence, what a disciple in Jesus' day was saying is this: Master, I want to be like you. That's true discipleship. Jesus this morning is not looking for a return customer. He is looking for men and women and teenagers to be disciples of His. To be disciples. Now I want you to notice in closing this morning, back in verse 17, the dragon is brought, the woman, she's protected. He goes after the remnant. But I want you to notice that they kept the testimony. They have the testimony of Jesus Christ. They kept the Word of God. And they never changed the way they lived. They lived in such a way as not to avoid persecution. Right? In our world today, it is very easy to go with the flow. Teenager, look at me this morning. Okay, I'll tell you something. It's really easy to come to church, to do your spiel, and tomorrow to go to school, to live like every other teenager in that school building. It's easy. And it's more comfortable, to be honest, right? I mean, they're all swearing, they're all living like the devil, they all look like the world, they're all sinful, wicked, they're all rebellious, they've got all these problems, they're drinking and smoking and doing drugs and doing these things. It's really easy to go with the flow. Because then, there's no opposition. You're not a weirdo, you're not standing out. You're like everybody else. And that is easy. But that's not a disciple of Christ. My friend, it's really easy tomorrow morning to go off to work, in your office or on the line, where you're at, and to be just like the world. To talk like them, to act like them, to enjoy what they enjoy, and sort of just stay under the radar. It's really easy for all of us to have a worldly attitude. I'm going to tell you a story. My wife's going to cringe when I tell the story. She's cringing every time I say it. My wife's going to cringe. It's so easy to have a worldly attitude. Last week I was out, it was Monday, and I was doing some stuff in the front yard. It was probably about, I can't remember the story too now. But it was about, this helps you pay attention. Your response was, I want to tell you a story. It's like, oh, it's something personal, and Pastor did something stupid. I'm going to listen now. And so I was out in the yard, I was spraying some weeds, and as I'm spraying the weeds, a guy is walking across the street. He's like built like a firefly kind of guy. He's a little shorter than I am. He's probably in his early 20s. He's walking, he's got a bike, he's got a friend with him who's in his late teen, like 18, 19 years old, and then a kid who's, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old. So I'm minding my own business, spraying the lawn, getting things done, and from across the street the guy says, "Hey, you better be careful, you'll fall over," and he went on and on about me being stupid about spraying my lawn. It was just dumb, right? And so I said, "Excuse me, what did you say?" And then he said, "You heard me, old man." So, as a good pastor, I got my knees on prayed for me. I ran across the street. I'm not that old, I can still run. I'm telling you straight because I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm not proud of the fact. It makes for funny stories, but I was convicted later. I ran across the street and said, "Hey man, what did you say?" And now, he's still walking. He didn't stop. He's still walking. And he's a man. He's 25 years old. That's a man, right? I'm a man. An old man, but I'm a man. What do you say? I said, "What? You guys want to say to me?" It's like, and he's like, "I want to talk to you. He's talking to you over here." And there's nobody else out. He was talking to me. Now I'm in his face. And so then he says something like, I don't know, I can't remember all the details, but it got stupid. He's like, "You better be careful, I got a kid here," or I'm gonna something. I said, "Well, who cares? The kid's here, you want to go, let's go." my dress? Let's do it now. You want to dance? Let's dance right now. Yo, Vito, let's, And so, he walked away. I walked back across the street. I feel terrible. But I am so thankful because I have deacons in my church who do the same things, all right? So I feel better about it. We're all going down together, man. There'll be a paper with, pastor and 3 deacons beat up a guy. What's that? No, not Alan Hookster. He's a sweet one out of all of them. The other guys, I can't worry about. And so, it's just so stupid. And the truth is, I have to apologize. I've not seen him since. I think he's going the long way home now. Right? It's right. You better. And the truth is, I got to catch the guy and say, I'm sorry. You're a jerk, and I'm still sorry. You know what that is? That's a world of attitude. What it really is, but I don't like to say this out loud, but it's called wicked pride. Who cares if I'm an old man doing my weekends in the front yard? I am an old man. I'm 39 years old. Okay, I'm an old man. What did it matter? The truth is, it didn't matter, but in my flesh, I wanted to do what the world does. And the world says, if you want to dance, let's dance. Right? If you can, let's go ahead. And it's a wicked thing. And we can all just fall into the trap. Listen, if I can do it, you can do it. And some of you already have. Right? It's the world. It's the attitude. It's that spirit. It permeates everything we see and know. But God has not called us to be like the world. Amen. You know what I mean? Sometimes I wish He did. Sometimes I just want to smack somebody. I do. I want to hit somebody, and I want to hit them hard. That's what I want to do inside. And it's wrong. It's just dead wrong. It's not what Christ wants. It's not discipleship. See, what I want to do, and what you want to do is this. I want to take the part of Christ that I really like and I can deal with. But my old nature that doesn't like that, I want to hold on to that a little bit. That's not discipleship. Jesus calls us to be like Him. To be like Him. I'm going to tell you, as a pastor, I fall far short from that. I know. But by God's grace, I want to get up. I want to be like Him. And here's the witness they had. They kept the testimony of Jesus Christ. They held on to it. Not just behind the pulpit, but in their front yard. Right? They kept it. They kept the commandments of God. They were trying to emulate Jesus Christ. We got to ask ourselves a simple question as far as our witness goes. Do we really want to be like Him? These little, what would Jesus do when I wear my Jesus t-shirts and stuff like that? But the fact is, you ever sit down and really say, okay, Lord, I really, really, really want to be like You. Before you say that, you ought to know a little something about His life. How to be a disciple of Christ and like Him? I have to understand that He was mocked. He was rejected. He was ridiculed. He was abandoned. He was spit out. His beard plucked from His face. He had those tears that didn't take off. You see, we like the Jesus that is clean and neat and his 3-piece suit on. And everything's going well. But my friend, that's not discipleship. It's just God calls us something much higher than that. He calls us to a reality. And the reality is, if I'm going to be like Jesus Christ, I'm going to suffer some things. If I'm going to be a testimony and a witness, if I'm going to maintain that in good and bad and ugly times, then I must keep the Word of God. And I must hold on to the testimony of Jesus Christ. And that's what these saints did in verse number 17. Satan is ticked. Someone's going to pay. And these people had every opportunity to live a life differently so that they wouldn't face those things. But they didn't. They said, let the chips fall where they may. Come hell or high water, we're going to be like. What we need in our world today, in our church, and in our town, are believers just like that, who maintain a testimony for Jesus Christ. Let's have a word of prayer this morning.